And what's up, everybody? And this is Danny today taking a look at the Lumia 521, a new Windows phone on T-Mobile that retails only for $149.99. And no, that is with no contract. So this is a perfect budget device for people that want to dive into Windows Phone or just need a cheap phone that you're going to do prepaid on. This device packs a 1 GHz dual-core Snapdragon S4 MSM8270 processor with 512 megabytes of RAM, 8 gigabytes of internal storage with SD card slot, which is awesome for up to 64 gigs, a 4-inch 480 by 800 display, and this device also comes with the new Windows 8 operating system, which is great. So at least you don't have to deal with 7.8 or anything like that. And you have HSPA Plus on here, but no LTE. But what do you expect? This packs a lot of punches for only 150 bucks. Pretty crazy, right? So let's go ahead and dive into this box. And you go ahead and open it up and you'll see a T-Mobile SIM card. But I use this on prepaid, so I don't need that SIM card at all. And you have a really thick book. I guess everything you need to know about this 521 if you need to look at it. Standard USB charger, nothing fancy about that, and a micro USB to USB cable for syncing and data connectivity. The 521 also features a removable battery, and it is of the 1430 milliamp affair. And let's see how this lasts in the full review. It's kind of a small battery, but with the lower power chipset, I think it should be just fine. Let's peel this off, and let's get right into it. So the only available color when I went into the store was white. That could change later on. But here's a little bit of instruction sticker on how to take the back off. Just put a little pressure on the bottom and flip it right off. And it's really not too bad to get off of there. It's a little bit thick, this back cover though. But it's right there. And it exposes the battery and the micro SD card slot and the SIM card slot. The SIM goes in really weird, by the way. So let's go ahead and slide that battery in. And we'll just put the back cover on. And of course, this comes with Bluetooth, and it also comes with Wi-Fi and GPS and all that other good stuff that you would expect from a modern smartphone. So there is the 4-inch display right there. Let's go ahead and power it on. And you're going to get a Nokia splash screen right there. Very common. But we'll just take a look at this device, and while it's booting on, let's take a look at it versus some of the other devices that are out there today. Some old and some new. So first, let's take a look at another budget device that's on Virgin Mobile, and this is the HTC One V. You can pick this thing up for about $100, and you can see how small that One V is compared to the Lumia 521. Much thinner, though. I mean, that's the theme of this whole unboxing is look at how thick the 521 is. And here is the more appropriate HTC First, and that is a 4.3-inch screen on AT&T. It's not a budget-friendly device. Well, it is budget friendly, but on contract, not off contract. But you can see that the 4.3-inch screen on the First is actually smaller in form factor than the 521, and they're approximately the same width. But when it comes to actual thickness and size, it's much smaller. So let's just bring in the iPhone 3GS. And the 3GS is a pretty thick phone. But you can see here that the 521 is actually thicker than the iPhone 3GS. So that's just a good size comparison right there. So you can see how thick the 521 is compared to other phones out there. And the verdict is it's pretty thick. But what do you expect for a phone of this price? And for fun, here's the HTC One. Anyway, let's just get into the rest of the unboxing and look at the features and the hardware. The back is a polycarbonate white shell, but you can see it does not lay flat on the surface. It's got a subtle curve on it, which makes it feel really good in the hand. And up top, you see a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. And on the right side, you will see the power button, the volume rocker up and down, and the dedicated camera button, which is very cool. Micro USB on the very bottom. And on the other side, absolutely nothing. So very minimalist device. And you can see on the back that it's got the Nokia branding on there with the speaker. It's a single speaker. Sounds pretty good so far in my testing. And you will see the 5 megapixel camera on the back which features 720p, not 1080p, but 720p video recording. And I will test that camera out for sure in my full review, so watch for that. So I saved you that whole boring process of starting up a Windows Phone 8 phone, and it just takes forever to do. But here's the screen right here. It looks like it's got pretty good viewing angles for a TFT display. I mean, the colors are very punchy. It looks really, really good, actually. I'm very surprised. It's much better than I expected. It is of a low resolution, but you can see some, pixelation and stuff on the text and everything, but really in the end, for a $150 device, this screen is top notch. I mean, the color replication is pretty good on here. It's a tiny bit washed out, and the viewing angles aren't superb, but I mean, for a $150 device, this looks pretty good on first inspection, so I think you won't be disappointed. But you can see how fast this is, even with only 512 megabytes of RAM and a dual-core processor. Windows 8 is pretty light, so it's going to run really fast, and I really like Windows 8 for that aspect. It's really refined, and it just blazes on even really cheap and lower clocked hardware. So what do you want to see in the full review? Data connectivity? Do you want to see gaming? Do you want to see browser, battery life? What do you want to see in the full review? Let me know and leave your comments in the comments below. Please subscribe to my channel today, and please give me a thumbs up on this video, for it helps me a bunch. And please subscribe, and also follow me on Twitter at SuperScientific for news and for giveaways. Thanks for watching.